Alrighty, in this video, get ready for me to answer all of you guys' dying questions, all of the questions that I have forgot to speak about, all of the questions that you guys have DM'd me about, have commented below, have reached out and asked me about. I am going to be answering all of those questions in this video. Please like, subscribe, and continue to comment because I will continue to respond. And yeah, let's just get into it. I'm gonna try not to make this video that long because I'm sick of like 15-minute long videos. All right, let's go. Okay, so the first question is, do you receive BAH in boot camp? No. The answer is no. Even if you have kids, even if you have a husband at home, even if your husband is in the service like mine is, you do not receive BAH in boot camp. I myself did not receive it. I had a few other friends who either Proctor, my friend Proctor, she's married as well, and her husband is also in the Navy, and they did not receive BAH. The way that it was explained to me was pretty much that like our room and board is paid for, you know, already by RTC, like by the Navy. We're already getting food and everything like that, so we don't need money for food, so there's really no reason for you to get BAH. You will, although, get BAH when you get to A school if you are not married to a military member. So for me personally, I don't even get BAH while I'm here in A school because my husband is getting it back home. He's getting single BAH, and then technically my BAH is being paid for here for the dorms. So there's that. No BAH in boot camp. Second question, number 2, do you have to wear face masks during PT, drills, anything like that? So the answer is also no. If you are taking your initial PFA, your baseline, you are not wearing a face mask. If you're taking your RDC assessment, which is the halfway mark, it's about like at your 4-week mark or something like that, you're not wearing a face mask. You don't have to wear a face mask to push-ups or sit-ups or your 1.5 mile run. And I'm gonna make this question like 2.5 because someone asked me about how long is the run. It's 1.5 miles. If you're taking it for the first time, your run time, for women, that's all I know, for women, for females, for males, you're gonna have to look that up yourselves, or I'll look it up and then place it down below. For females, you have 18 minutes to run it for your initial baseline run. That is not Navy standards. That is just the amount of time that they give you guys to complete it. But if you want to do it within Navy standards, you're going to have to look it up and then figure out what that time is going to be for you. So no, you do not have to wear a face mask, but you will have to wear a face mask any other time in boot camp. Like, without a doubt, COVID's getting worse, and I'm sure they're not going to lighten up on that. So that is the answer for that one. Somebody asked me, do you have to know how to swim before you get to boot camp, and will they teach you how to swim when you get there? The answer to that one is, I feel like you do need to know how to swim before you get to boot camp. If not, you need to be a quick and fast learner. Someone was referencing like they don't know how to swim on their back, they rather like swim face first. You can swim freestyle however you need to, just as long as you bring your head above the water and just as long as you're getting across the swimming pool in the correct fashion and you're not like flailing around. When I first jumped off, I like, you know, if you guys haven't seen my other video, I was like talking about it, like, you know, I was acting like I was Michael Phelps, and I don't really know how to swim, you know, like face up. I only really know how to swim like on my back and kind of, you know, do one of those. So that's what I did, and that worked out perfectly fine for me. Initially, when I was swimming face up, they told me to turn on my back because it was going to be easier for me, and then I could kind of like move a bit quicker. Your swim is not timed. However long it takes you to get across that swimming pool, that is going to take your time. You don't need to rush. But there will be other people jumping in. There will be a lot of commotion and noise and stuff going around, so don't act like, you know, it's going to be like elevated music and you can just like kind of like, you know, bop it around. No. But pretty much just back to the question, you will be able to be taught, and you will not only, you don't fail boot camp until you don't pass your swim all the way up until like 3 days before graduation or something. There was this boy who, we were going to battle stations like the next day, and we thought that he was going to be going to battle stations with us. No, our RDC was petty, and he pretty much passed his swim the day before we went to battle stations, and our RDC was like, you know, if he just passed it now, he could have passed it beforehand, and he should have been, you know, with our division to do it if he really wanted to go to battle stations with us. So he pretty much took his entire boot camp to pass that run, but he did it, and he graduated, and now he's on to doing whatever he wants to do in boot camp or in A school as a military member, as a sailor. Yes. So you can get taught how to swim, and you should know how to swim before you get there. And that's just my personal preference. You really don't have to know how to swim, but it's going to be a little bit more challenging. You don't really want to have to take away time from your division to like have to keep going to swim classes. The weather in Chicago, the weather is bipolar. The weather is cold. If you are from Florida, if you are from the South, if you are not, or even like the West Coast, and you are not used to it being cold, it being like sunny but windy, or like sunny but cold, get used to it. There was a few nice days. I went to boot camp in March. It did snow a couple times. It did sleet a couple times. It was raining a couple times. And just so you know, there is a uniform of the day every single day while you're at boot camp. So if you think you're going to be cold and you can double up and wear your mock turtleneck underneath, that's not going to be a thing. No, you just follow the uniform of the day. If you're cold, you're going to kind of have to bear through it, kind of get used to it, because I'm somebody who's always cold. I was always cold in boot camp, but you know, you see me now and it's summertime and I'm in a hoodie, you know, so you kind of get used to it, but not really. You're just gonna have, it's just one of those things you just are like, embrace the suck. It's cold here, it's winter. If you're leaving in the winter, I don't know what to tell you. It's gonna be cold. If you're going in the summer, it's still probably gonna be like a little bit breezy and stuff. You may have a couple of nice days, but the weather is just something that's kind of like, I don't know, it's when you leave for boot camp. I really wanted to leave in the summertime, but I just didn't get the opportunity, so I left in March. So weather is weather, and hope for the best, but expect the worst. That's all I really got for you guys on that one. Ooh, this is a really good one, and I probably should say this one to the end, but I'm not going to. Somebody asked me, does boot camp get easier like as the weeks go on? And when I answered that question for them, they DM'd me on Instagram, and I was just saying to them, you know, it's not necessarily that boot camp gets easier, but you start to get into the routine, and you start to get like, you know, you go to sleep at the same time. You usually use the head at the same time. You know that when you come back, you're gonna have to head and hydrate, pump and dump, you know, whatever they want to call it, and then you're gonna get back into whatever you're getting into. You may make friends, so now you know you have your little cliques and your little groups and stuff like that. So those things, you know, you're starting to get into a routine. But every single week in boot camp is different. Every single task or obstacle that you come across is going to be different. So you don't really get used to that, because I thought that, you know, once, oh, excuse me, I had some pizza. Coming back up a little bit. I thought that like once I passed the run, boom, I was great. Then it was the swim. Once I passed the swim, I was like, boom, I'm good. Then it was like, okay, now you're gonna go to live fire. Don't mess it up. I was like, oh gosh. Okay, then you pass live fire. Okay, now you're gonna go and do what was it? Not live fire. It was whatever the firefighting was, like that. They made that a big deal, and you pass that, and then you think like you're done, and then they're like, okay, well, you know, now you have to get ready for your final PFA. Then you get to your final PFA, and you're like, boom, I did it, I got it done, like, you know, everything is great. Now you got to get ready for battle station. So there's always something that's like coming up, always something that you have to work for, look forward to, work for, coming up. So it's not necessarily that things get easier, but you kind of just like kind of learn, and hopefully your RDCs lighten up as time goes on, but don't bank on that either. Yeah, so for me, no, it really didn't get easier. Every day that it got closer for me to going home, I was just like, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. Get me out, get me out, get me out. This is a joke, don't want to be here. And yeah, that was it for me. Let's see. I have these questions written up. I should have just read the questions, but I don't care. Didn't do that. Ooh, this may be a whole video in itself, you guys. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to make a separate video talking about female life in boot camp, female life in the military, female life in A school. I will make a complete video about this because there is a lot. Somebody asked me about showering. They said, am I gonna have to shower with a whole bunch of people? Am I gonna have to get used to showering with a whole bunch of people? Girl, yes, honey. This is not the Hilton Inn. This is not Marriott Suites. There's a tall cylinder tube with like 8 spigots around it with water coming down, and you have 30 to 40 minutes for 75 people to shower, and you each have 2 minutes to shower, if that, and your MA, who's going to be somebody who's rude, is going to be like, get in, get out, wash up, get out. Like, you know, they're not nice. They're just really like nasty people, or who feel comfortable being rude and nasty. That's my opinion, by the way. But yes, you're gonna have to get used to showering people. You're gonna have to get used to eating next to people. You're gonna have to get used to crying around people. You're gonna have to get used to sleeping around people. You guys, that's something that I didn't really like think about that much. Like, I was thinking to myself, my leg is itching. Trying to multitask. That's something that I really didn't think about that much. I was kind of like, you know, I'm gonna be around a lot of people, but in the Pearl Harbor, when we first got to boot camp, we had showers in our curtains, and then I was really excited because they told us that we're going to ship 4, which is the Arleigh Burke. That was the only ship that also had curtains when you shower. So I was like, boom, great. When I got asthma, I cried a little bit just over that point because I really did enjoy having the curtain to close. Some people were like, I don't care, like, I'm just gonna get in and get out. And I'm like, no, close my stuff. Let me like get right. But no, so once I got asthma, that was no longer a thing, and I had to just shower with a whole bunch of people. And the way we kind of got through it was me, Marcus, and Proctor would shower all the time together, and like we kind of got sad when this is like, this is our last shower. Mad corny, but we definitely did. So yeah, find your friend, be like, come on girl, get yourself ready for the shower. Like, you got your shower cap? Get the body wash so we could go in there. Yeah, that was us. Super cool. Somebody else asked about sleeping. What time do you go to sleep and what time do you wake up? That all will vary on the day and the things that you have planned, but usually you're going to sleep at 2200, which is 10 o'clock. You are waking up anywhere between 0430, 0630, 06. Yeah. You're going to sleep around from, between 2200, and you're waking up between 0430 and 06. There's never really a time where you get to wake up at 7, 8, 9. That is never a thing. It will never happen to you in boot camp. The day before your PFA, oh my goodness. Excuse me. The day before your PFA, you will get to go to sleep at 8 o'clock, which is 2000. And then you will wake up, I think it is around like 6 or something like that. So they kind of give you more sleep so that you can like get rested. And I believe they do the same thing with battle stations. And then you stay up the complete 24 hours. And then when you go to sleep again the following day, like your first time you go to sleep after battle stations, you do go to sleep at 2000, which is like 8 p.m. So that is kind of cool, but you're going to be going to sleep late and you're going to be waking up early. Just get used to it. I'm a morning person, so I never really complained about like going to sleep or getting up early. And I actually preferred having watch from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. because they had me doing the flags at certain point in time, and I just liked being up early so I can go bring the flags outside. I just liked being up early so that I didn't have to worry about like people complaining and nothing like that. Like, you never saw me being late. You never really saw me like still trying to like fix my rack like once it was time to be ready. I'm just the type of person where you're not gonna have nothing like trashy to say about me because I'm gonna be ready. So that's just like how I was. So don't complain, get up, you're gonna have to do it. So yeah, that is that on that. Let me see. Ooh, one girl, and I'm saying it's a girl because that's just who it is. One female asked me can she bring razors, tweezers, hairspray, and she also asked if it's a preference to bring a bar of soap versus using liquid soap. Now, one thing I will tell you is that you don't need to bring extra soap with you to boot camp in your bag. That's just something that you don't really need to do. Because they will give you some and then they will let you go to the next and then you can buy more stuff. You won't have that many options, but you don't need to bring that type of stuff. And then someone will probably make you feel dumb for bringing it because you're going to get it when you get there. If you want to bring your own special stuff for a school, that's something separate. Just keep that in the box, but you don't need to bring it. When you go to the next, if you want to use a bar of soap, you're going to have to buy the soap keeper, and then you're going to have to keep that in your A and B drawer. For me personally, I wasn't going to do that. My friend Marcus, just had a few bars of soap in case she ran out of body wash. So she had something like, you know, left, like she had backup or whatever. For me, I had the small travel size tube of extra shower gel in case I ran out of like the big one that I left in the cabinet. So yeah, so it's your preference whether you want to use a bar of soap or whether you want to use the liquid. But just know with the bar of soap, you're going to have a little bit more like things to buy. Like you're going to have to buy that tray that it goes into, and then you're going to have to make sure that you keep it in an area where it's going to be dry or like not get like mushy and dirty. So that's up to you. And yeah, this may have to be another video of itself because this one is getting long. Like I say that in every video. I know y'all aggravated because I keep making long videos. Sorry, just skip it. Just skip through like I'll be doing other people's videos. Showering, we talked about. Bathrooms, you will have a shower curtain. You're gonna have to do pump and dumps. You're gonna have to do a 5-minute pump and dump. You're gonna have to do a 10-minute pump and dump. Pumping and dumping is just you dumping it out and then you getting up and going. I'm not a quick pooper, it just wasn't a thing for me, so I would just have to save it till later when I had free time. And then periods, I don't know, I briefly talked about this in another video, but girls, make sure you hygiene correctly. Make sure that you properly prepare yourself for boot camp and your period. If you feel uncomfortable, if you feel like you're not gonna know what to do, get a birth control that is going to be longer lasting, as in that thing that goes in your arm, the IUD or anything like that. I don't have them, so I really can't tell you to get it, but if you're gonna be nasty, like do that so you don't have to get your period. Like don't be that girl. And I'm just gonna leave that one at that. Don't be that female, because that's what they're gonna call you. Don't be that recruit, don't be that female. Keep it cute and make it do what it do. It rhymed, I like that. And last but not least, because this video is getting too long, and any other questions that you guys have, I'll just answer in the comment section below. But the last one was, what do I study beforehand? Or what do I study before I get to boot camp? Someone said their recruiter told them they didn't want to give them the chain of command because it's always changing. And that is true, but not that much. There's like 15 people that you need to know that's going to be in your handbook, and you're gonna need to know those, because while you're on watch, they're going to be like asking you, well, who was your first RDC? What does your first RDC wear on the sleeve of their just blue uniform? Like, they will be testing you guys all the time on this stuff, and if you can know some people beforehand, then why not? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'll either insert a picture or I'll put it down below of some of the people that I don't think will change, or some of the things that that I was able to know beforehand. But you will also, when you get there, the bottom portion, which is going to be your ship's information and your RDCs, will be different for every single sailor, because my RDCs aren't going to be the same as your RDCs, and my ship's LCPO or my ship's officer is not going to be the same as your ship's LCPO or your ship's officer, because we may end up in different ships. You know, you get what I'm saying? So, but the President of the United States, that's not changing right now. I mean, if you're going to boot camp in a year or two, yeah, that will change, but it's not going to change right now. The Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of the Navy, the Commander of Recruit Training Command, you're going to need to know those things. So I will list that down below. And if you can get the information from other people, one other thing that I did was I downloaded what is it called? I downloaded the alphabet, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. Like I downloaded that onto my iTunes, so I listen to that on a daily basis. The Navy core values, know those. That was also in like a little audio file for my phone. And I also did the 11 general orders. I did an audio for that one on my phone. And I also did, the Sailor's Creed. I also downloaded that one onto my phone. I had like 5 audio files on my phone. And in the morning when I would wake up and like I'm going to work, I would listen to a song that would like hype me up. And then those would play next. So I like was already hyped, already awoke, and I tell you guys I'm a morning person, so it was really easy for me. Woke up, listened to that hype song, then I listened to all of those. I would start studying them, getting them ready in my head. And then when I got to boot camp and I realized how strict they were and how like learn it now, do it now, you're gonna get dropped. I was like, I know it, I'm ready. Thankfully, I actually personally never got dropped or never got beat individually, and I was so happy for it. Marcus POP, hold it down, because you held that down when you got beat like one of our first days. But yeah, so that is pretty much the sum of this video. It's 20 minutes. I'm gonna try and get it down to about maybe 15, but if not, I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys like it. Please leave in the comments down below what videos you guys would like to see next, and until then, bye.